everybody, welcome back. Finger guns, pew 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 pew. You should all be able to hear me now, because I didn't turn my microphones on. Hello! I haven't done that for so long that I'd forgotten that I have the mute emoji as something we created for the channel. Hopefully you can all hear me. I'm going to wait for the 10-second delay to see if people are like, hey, because Jim's already said no sound. So I could just still be talking to nobody, but we'll just wait for a second. If you can all hear me, hello chat, welcome back. It's good to see you all here. I can see you all there, Miss Lounge, Jim Worth, Miss Lounge, Herbalist. Probably got dibs coming in pretty soon. We can, perfect. We're back for episode 34, which is the BALOR here next to me. Whoa, what's it doing here? This is a big one again. This is another high CR, big mini, that we're going to try and do in an hour. And I say we, because it's not just myself, it is my partner in crime, up there in the corner, Richard from Warrior Prince 3D. Richard, how are you?
I am very well, thank you very much. I'm just about, conscious and focused and ready to paint. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Hey, I'm in the same boat. And how is chat today? How are you all doing? I am always in love when you guys turn up. It's amazing. It's a good feeling. Jim Worth, I've just seen your post, which I will share once I'm off the stream here, who has painted up a fucking BALOR, this BALOR, in honour of this show, which is fucking awesome. So everyone needs to go check that out. Please go, Jim, go put your link in the chat, and hopefully on the chat bot, your YouTube should come up as well in time. But we are going to be painting up the BALOR. The BALOR is a CR19 creature, which is huge. So, Richard, I think you said you were going to roll up a level 15?
I rolled up a level 16.
Oh, lovely. That's absolutely fine. I'm pretty sure, to try and get this done in an hour without me having to think too much about lore, we're going to be going into a pit fight. This is probably going to be like the Stadium of Graz in the abyss somewhere, and we will go from there with that one there. So you've got level 16. What's the character?
So it's Cindy. She is a Aarakocra Ranger.
Okay. Right, fair enough. Richard, let's do the quick bit of waffle that we normally do. Who is Warrior Prince 3D, and what do they offer?
So, Warrior Prince 3D is me. I am Warrior Prince 3D. I am your one-stop shop for all your 3D printing needs. Be it small little miniatures for your tabletop, be it scenery and terrain pieces for your tabletop, to 75mm collectibles or any other size collectibles, up to statues, cosplay pieces, anything else you might fancy being printed on a 3D printer. I am your man.
He sure is. Richard sent me out a parcel yesterday, and it was just insane. So it was a lot of the demons and devils that WizKids don't do or are hard to get hold of here in the UK at the moment. So we're going to be doing a lot of the Warrior Prince 3D ones over the next coming months, realistically, and I'm really excited about it, because where's this particular mini from, Richard, today?
So this one here is from an unfortunate, resigned STL provider called Collective Studio.
Oh!
Now, I fell in, because this is from the very first bundle they ever did, and I fell in love with them from that moment. And I stayed with them basically till they ended, and I paid afterwards to be able to continue with it and get the whole collection.
Nice.
Collective Studio also did one of the Beholders that I had printed as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They are phenomenal, and I was gutted when they stopped providing STLs, I should say.
Yeah, I think that when a company like that stops doing it, it becomes hard. Jim Worthing says, I've cheated with your priming again. Actually, this is something I want to bring up, is that priming can make all the difference when you're doing something like speed painting. Because obviously the point of this show is to try and paint each mini in 1 hour to show you that you can get a tabletop ready miniature, and see if we can get a tabletop miniature ready in an hour. So priming is doing the heavy lifting here. So I am gone with a black primer underneath and zenithed it heavy with a Doomball red, or I can't remember what the name of it is in the army painter that I actually used. And then this bit I hit with the white can, and it literally is just rattle can primers, not an airbrush, so that I can get an OSL off a fiery sword there. So my advice to anybody, if you are trying to paint something as detailed as this in an hour, heavy prime, go with your main zenithal or main colours, and then dry brush the shit out of it, which is what I'm going to be doing today. Richard, have you got something in mind for how you're going to paint up yours?
So obviously, I was contemplating something similar to yourself, but I thought I would brave something a little bit weird and wonderful. I'm probably going to regret my choice.
I think so.
I'm going to go complete contrast paints, contrasts and washes. So I have primed mine in complete white, managed to snap the whip.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm going to try something with contrasts. I'm going to try and be as delicate as in the lines as possible, so I have to do less repair work afterwards. What I might do is once the red has dried, I'm probably going to hit it with a dry brush, similar to the sort of effect I did with the Gambian, but obviously different colours.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try also, I'm going with Contrast Bile Red and Flesh Tearers Red.
I love that one.
Yeah, I love that one, but to highlight some of the lighter areas, effectively wet blending whilst it's going on. So all the darker bits are going to be Flesh Tearers.
Yeah.
I'll have Bile Red just over in a couple of places.
Nice. That should work, and wet blending with contrast is really, really awesome. I enjoy doing that a lot. I think for me, the primer with that Zenith is going to be doing the lifting for the dry brushing. The metallics will be pretty solid, and then the flame work on the sword is going to be wet blending with very, very watered down bright reds through yellows and oranges. Apart from that,
the thing I noticed in the picture though, the sword isn't fire.
No, it's not. Well, oh no, it's like lightning energy, isn't it?
Yeah, and I completely forgot about that.
So I could just put a tint of blue on that, but I'm going to go fire because his whip is all metal and in the thing it's fire, so I'm going to go that way around. But yeah, I'm backwards and forwards in between two different things, so my mind's all over the place. Because actually, you have some pictures to share as well with things that you can get through Warrior Prince 3D. So I'm going to bring these up and you're going to chat about those.
So yes, this is the most recent set from Artisan Guild. I basically sent you the whole set of pictures because I fucking love them and they're awesome.
Ifrit's so cool.
And yeah, these infernal spirits are awesome, and they're quite big for what they are, and they're wicked.
I mean, do you know what those two are, by the way? In terms of so, how much Final Fantasy do you play?
I played 10 a lot.
Okay, because, I mean, Ifrit is a strong summons or Aeon the entire way through, or Eidolon, and then that's a bomb.
Yeah.
So, like, that, for me, I'm like, Final Fantasy nerd is hit all over the place for me, which I'm all about that. And then there's stuff like this.
I'll tell you what, seeing that was my favourite. I've printed that in 75mm scale as well.
Wow.
Simply because it just looked awesome. I will be getting some pictures up, because I've literally got the whole set printed on my table over there.
Really? I mean, look at that.
Desperately trying to quickly find a picture as well to send you, because something else that is currently printed that I need to build. If I can find the right picture for you, there we go.
I'm just enjoying going through all of these pictures as it is. Like, there's some really cool stuff in that.
The whole set is awesome, and I've done a lot of the doing some of the 75s. The kobolds just look wicked, and they're lovely little things. Oh, that's the render for the BALOR from Collector Studio.
That's the one we're doing today.
Yep.
Ah!
And that is going to be built this afternoon.
No! Fuck! Oh, God!
Yeah.
My boy! Ah, fuck you. Fuck you and your fucking cool licensors. That's awesome. That's really, really awesome.
Fucking awesome. Volcomans have done that, and I love the way they sculpt, and I love the way they key their stuff. Because 9 times out of 10, when you get things that have been...
Bring it up again! Ah, it's Cloud!
Yeah. That was going to be something I'll put in group later on, but I thought, are you saying Final Fantasy? I thought I'd shut off now.
Yep, no, because Rebirth's just come out, and we'll get to that later. So, hey Dragon's Cool, welcome to the chat. And Jim Webb says they love that set, and yeah, it's really, really cool. Yeah, those little spirit, infernal spirits, they are They look like bombs from Final Fantasy, and Ifrit is a constant favourite of mine. Well, I guess, Cindy, the level 16 Aarakocra Ranger, which I presume is Monster Hunter.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. We are going to be facing a huge fiend. Oh, God. I'm going to have to get my paintbrushes. Where are they? There they are. I don't even know how. Where are we going to start? Yeah, I know I'm starting. Right. So, I will get a timer ready as we begin moving our way towards painting the Balor up. How scared of this mini are you?
I'm fucking terrified.
Yeah, I almost don't want to start because of it.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so let's set some scene. Cindy, I mean, how does Cindy look? Let's get that first.
So Cindy is very much, say, large eagle sort of colouring, except where it's usually sort of lighter browns, she's more towards the grey.
Okay, so this very much eagle looking.
Very eagle plumage sort of thing, rich white, bold golden beak, very sort of piercing eyes that do not miss a single thing.
Okay. The heat in this arena that you now walk out into is hotter than any place you've been so far in the Abyss. During your travels, the Abyss can be anything from dank and cold to really warm, but here, as you move out to the cheering crowds of fiends and devils and demons, you can feel the heat. Stood up in almost like a Roman Colosseum box, a tall, 12-foot, onyx-skinned humanoid of unimaginable beauty stands. They have a 6-fingered hand that they raise. Welcome back to Gratz's Pleasure Palace in the Arena of Triumphs. I have a special one for you today. This mere mortal from the plains of elemental air has made it to this, the semi-final of my tournament, where they could win a ring of 3 wishes from me, Gratz, if they make it to the final. Yet, many challenges stand in their way. Specifically, today, this one. And they bow to the audience, as the audience and the crowd, all in like abyssal and infernal and primordial, screaming from everywhere, as coming out like fire from the ground out of nowhere, a shape begins to take form and pull itself up. A hand, an arm, wings start to unfurl in flame. A heavy chain wrapped around one of those hands pulls itself up from the floor. We may not know his or their proper name, but today, Cindy, your challenger is this Balor. And it stands up as its arms go outwards. A chain of fire burns from one arm, while the other one, a sword of pure energy, just begins to materialize. Its wings out wide, and you can feel where the heat was coming from. Well, even if you die, it should be entertaining for us. Begin. And I need you to roll initiative straight away.
Okay.
I'm going to set the timer.
Right, initiative is 21.
Well, you'll be going first. So, the arena, let's actually give you a look. The arena's going to be an oval. There are going to be 6 pillars. The oval will be 60 foot long. At its width, it will be 40 foot wide. And then 20 foot, 20 foot, 20 foot, 6 pillars. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. You're up first, Cindy.
Right, bonus action, I click my heels with my boots of speed. So my walking speed is now doubled.
Lovely.
I then take flight, utilising my doubled speed to then fly 60 feet away.
Does walking boots only do ground speed, or is it just your speed is doubled?
It is just your walking speed is doubled, but your flight speed is based on your walk speed.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we'll go with that. So,
basically, that is me taking the absolute advantage out of the wording of things.
go on. Do you want to read out the actual boots for me?
Yeah. Right. Boots of speed. While you wear these boots, you can use bone stretching and kick boots heels together. If you do, boots double your walking speed, and any creature that makes an opportunity to attack against you has disadvantage on the attack roll.
Okay.
Then the wording of your flight speed is it's based on your walking speed.
Is it for an Aarakocra? Because I think it's the spell Fly that gives you the walking speed as your flying speed. I think...
Features and traits, racial traits. You have a flying speed equal to your walking speed.
Equal to, but not derived from.
Equal to your walking speed. So my walking speed is currently 60 feet.
Yes.
As I said, it's completely taking advantage of the wording of things, which...
I would say...
Happily disallow if you wish.
I'm probably going to disallow, because at my table, what I would say is that wording is not... You would gain a flying speed based off your walking speed. It says equal to. So I think... but then you could argue that because it's equal to and you've doubled your walking speed...
That's what I'm saying. It's completely utilising the wording of something effectively against, I'm not saying against you, but...
No, yeah, absolutely. So what I think's really interesting here is that for 2.5 minutes you've stopped me already from painting as I think about rules. I'm going to let you have it because 1, it's a one-shot. 2, actually, you could interpret it as equal to, which if you are doubling it, it then is still equal to. So yeah, why the fuck not? Yeah, you can start... You wouldn't necessarily be next to each other. You'd probably be like 20 foot away from each other. And then, yeah, you tell me where you're going.
I basically just fly up in the air and get 60 feet away from it.
60 feet away, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So, anything else from yourself?
Use my action then to shoot at it.
Okay, make the shot.
So, actions.
So while you do that, I'm taking corn red and I'm dry brushing that over anywhere that there would be fur or skin.
Okay, so 2 shots with my longbow.
Give it a go.
24 and 34.
Okay, so let's talk about the first of the big 3. Armour class. Natural armour, 19. So both of those are going to hit.
Beautiful. Okay. That's 32 damage.
32 damage, I will mark that down. Because now we need to talk about the HP of the creature. Rules is written 262 HP. This thing is a tank. You did 32 damage to it with these 2 longbow shots. Otherwise, it's 21d12 plus 126. We're talking 400s there, which is insane. You loose your 2 arrows in quick succession, like, and they embed down into maybe the shoulders, maybe they hit between some armour, and it just snaps them with part of this long sword. Anything else from yourself?
No, other than I've done my movement, done my action. That is me ready for death.
Yeah, because this is where, when we talk about the big 3, we look at the last one being damage dealing. it big. Not only does it have an ability that when it dies, everything within range basically has to succeed on a dex saving throw to take 20d6 fire damage. It has a fire aura, so it's constantly dealing chip damage. It has magic resistance. Its weapons are classed as magical. Then it has its actions, which is a multi-attack, a longsword, a whip, and then something else as well, which we'll get to in a moment. So, first things first, let's look at how quick it moves. It's got a ground speed of 40 foot. It's got a flying speed of 80 foot. So, first things first, you watch as, now fully formed, this fully corporeal, and it's not made of fire now, but you can still feel the heat in this area. Those leathery wings unfurl and it begins to flap as this unsightly, ungainly creature starts flying up, the chain unfurling from the floor as it begins to slowly make its way up to you. 10, 20, 30, and then it gets to about the 50-foot mark where you're getting ready to defend yourself from that massive sword, and then you watch as the whip gets thrown up. It's got a range of 10 feet on it. It's got a plus 14 to hit. It's a 16 plus 14 for a 30.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Okay, that is going to be for a starter 3d8 plus 8 slashing damage, so you're going to take 8... Oh, it's down there. 23 points of slashing damage.
23?
Yeah. Then, what you see about this fiery chain, it would normally deal lightning damage, but I'm going to switch this round to be fire damage because of the creature it is. So, it does 3d8 lightning damage, and if the BALOR scores a critical hit, it rolls damage if it scores a critical hit, it rolls damage dice 3 times instead of twice. This thing outputs so much damage, it's stupid. But it's only 3d8, and I'm reflavouring this as fire damage. 17 points of fire damage as this chain wraps around you and begins to sear your feathers and starts roasting the chicken.
My ring, luckily chosen, begins to withdraw the heat from me. So that was 30... Ouch, that did not bode well for me.
Okay, next. Ah, my apologies, I just got that the wrong way round. That was actually the longsword, not the whip.
I was going to say when you said lightning.
Yeah, so we'll say that was the longsword then, and then it spins round and hits you with the whip. That was my bad for reading the wrong word. Good old dyspraxia. But it gets 2 attacks anyway, so it uses 1 of each. Fuck me. That is a natural 19, followed by plus 14. It's got a 30-foot reach on the whip, which makes more sense since I'm actually reading this properly now. You are going to take...
I was going to say when you said 10 foot, that seemed a...
Yeah.
What?
16 points of slashing damage, plus 15 points of fire damage.
Yeah. 16.
And then you are pulled towards it so that you're in melee with it. As it just, even with you being slightly above it, it seems to loom with its presence. Hey, Velvet Plum the Space Marine, welcome to the show. We're facing a BALOR, this one, in fact, and I'm already distracted doing the combat rather than painting. But it's your go.
Okay. Can I break free? Was it just to pull me towards me, or is
No, so actually there is more to it as well. So, the whip, the target must succeed on DC 20 strength save or be pulled up to 20... Oh, you make a strength saving throw. Fucking, I need to read today. So bad.
14.
Yeah, no, you are pulled towards it, but that's it. So you're not grappled or anything, it doesn't say anything about that. So it is your go. as the chain loosens from your body.
I attempt to fly away.
It's going to take an attack of opportunity on you.
Yeah.
We'll do the longsword, shall we? 8 plus 14, 22.
That just misses.
Oh, lovely. Keep on going.
Better put my actual ring of protection on.
I'm going to take some Rhinox hide and I'm going to dry brush that onto the hair.
Okay, so this time bonus action. Slayer's Prey.
Okay.
So he is now my prey. First time on each turn that I hit the target with a weapon attack, it takes an extra d6 damage.
Okay. That's cute.
Much,
That's cute.
Yeah.
Score a crit and it'll be alright.
That's the point. Rangers have spells.
Yes, they do. Like Zephyr Strike and stuff. So, I don't know if this will show up on the camera, but that Rhinox hide is just a slightly different brown to the original red and the corn red that's going over the top of there. And it should be enough to just change it while staying within the remits of what we're after here. Hey, Dragon School, subscribe. Thank you so much. I hope you were all doing well out there. What's everybody up to today while Richard looks up his spells? You get things like movement from it and extra damage, don't you?
Yeah, so I cast Zephyr Strike.
Yeah.
But that will, it's a bonus action spell, but it'll be using my action to do so.
Yeah.
And I'm going to utilise my movement to get away from it.
Okay, so you need to make the strike?
No. I've used my action to cast the spell.
Oh, right, yeah, so it's next time you make the hit.
Yeah.
Cool. So, and then you're going to utilise your movement to get away. And Zephyr Strike stops the attack of opportunity, doesn't it?
I already got away and he did the opportunity attack and missed me, so...
That was it.
It's neither here nor there now.
Yeah. So you what, 60 foot away?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. If that's the end of your go, are you still flying at this point?
Oh, God, yes.
Cool. They move 30 foot towards you this time.
I'm actually also going to fly up as well to basically try and...
Actually, before...
Into the whip, I should say.
Before you go away, at the start of your turn, there is a fire aura. And at the start of each of the Balor's turn... Oh, it's the start of the Balor's turn, not your turn. My apologies, let's read again. You're not within 5 feet of it at the start of its go. So yeah, it's going to fly 30 feet, 35 feet towards you. And you're trying to get high enough to get away from the whip, though.
No. I'm going up. So it's just a case of I go 60 feet away from it just to sort of hinder the whip. Because it's obviously going to be... It's not going to make any difference other than the fact that it's an aesthetic thing, because it's going to take more effort for him to do the whip up towards me if I'm higher.
Yeah, and I think that is exactly what happens. It's like, whoosh, whoosh, and like a dragon chasing prey, it continues to fly with those ungainly wings. And then it gets to about 35 foot away from you, and you watch this chain swinging through the air, but really cumbersome again. Let's use that dice. 14 plus 14 for a 28.
That hits.
Okay, so you're going to take 2d6 plus 8 to begin with. So only 10 points of slashing damage.
10 slashing.
Then you're going to take the lightning damage, which I'm No, you're not. Fucking stop reading the wrong thing, Ian! Then you're going to take the fire damage, which is 3d6 from the whip. That is 8 points of fire damage.
That's 4 for me.
Yeah.
I'm ready for fire resistance.
Strength save, please.
For damage. Strength save with my +9. That makes it 27.
So that passes. So you feel it tug, but you manage to, like, beat your wings harder than it pulls. So it has to finish moving towards you, which it does. And then it's going to go in for the strike with its sword. So let's do that one. That's a natural 20.
Oh, shit.
Fucking hell, max damage. Shit. So, 3d8 maxed is 8, 16, 24, plus 8. So that's 32 points of slashing damage. Then I get to roll again.
Yep.
Plus 21, so that's 53 points of slashing damage.
53 slashing.
Yeah. Then you're going to take 8, 16, 24 points of fire plus 15, which is 39 points, which then gets halved to
28.
Yeah, 20 points of fire damage with this like goosh from the sword. How are you looking?
Yeah. Alright.
Okay.
Singed and very badly hurt. Comparatively.
Yeah.
I'm well below half HP.
I think that's everything it's got for now. As it just, like a rabid dog, is just chasing you down. Like an ungodly, dragon-winged, demon-looking
Bastard.
Yeah. It is your go.
Right, okay. Bonus action. I am going to cast. Where are you? Lightning arrow. Next time I make a ranged weapon attack during the spell's duration, when the ammunition of the weapon itself is thrown, becomes a bolt of lightning. Normal attack roll plus 4d8 damage. I move away, not imposing
An attack of opportunity
strike.
because of Zephyr Strike.
Make my 2 attacks for a 19 and 26.
19 is its armor class just. 26 definitely hits. So your first attack deals the extra 4, doesn't it?
Yeah. So 12 piercing, 13 with my bloody 1d6, but roll a fucking 1, 13, 22, so 32 points on the first hit.
32 points. So now we need to talk about resistances and stuff. So, do you have a magic weapon?
Yes.
Okay, so that's fine. However, which additional damage is this?
Lightning.
Okay, can you half that for me, please?
So that will be 17 damage.
17 points of damage. They have a lot of resistances. So resistance-wise, the BALOR has lightning, cold, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashes from non-magical attacks. It is immune to poison. It is immune to fire. Condition immunities, poisoned. It has true sight for 120 feet. It speaks abyssal. It's telepathic, up to 120 feet.
It's a bitch, basically.
It's fucking gnarly. Okay, so that's your first strike. What's the second?
Second one does 17 piercing damage.
17 piercing damage. I will take that one off. You've got it to below 200 hit points. So, anything else?
That's it, that's all I can do.
Technically, did you move away then when you did that? Yes, you did.
Yeah, I moved my full movement.
Yeah, of course. You're 60 foot away again. Let's go. Hey, Dibs, welcome to the show. Okay, I really want that fire aura off on you, otherwise it's pretty much rinse and repeat. You watch over your shoulder as you fly away taking these shots, and as you look back to where you're heading, you see maybe some cover, maybe one of the pillars, and you're trying to get behind it. You look back behind you to see where the BALOR is, and it's gone. You turn to look forwards, and it is now in front of you. It can teleport 120 feet to an unoccupied space it can see.
Uh-oh.
However, that's not part of its attacks.
Uh-oh.
So it is now just in front of you.
Uh-oh.
But it's not the start of its turn, because it had to do that as an ability, as an action. It can't take another attack because it's not taken an attack. It has no other abilities. This thing is basically a barbarian demon.
If that's its ability, surely it has its attacks. It's not an action, is it?
No, it's an action. So teleport is one of its actions, whereas the rest of them, like the fire aura, the magic resistance, magic weapons, and the death throws are all abilities. And then the multi-attack can only be triggered by doing an attack. Therefore, it teleports in front of you. And I think it's more of a flavour RP thing. You're trying to fly away from it and keep your distance, and it in front of you, and like you have to like proper bird with your wings flap to try and stop yourself from your momentum. But it's your go. You are now again within melee.
All right.
Okay, if you're flying away, it's going to take the attack of opportunity.
There for strike.
Does that count for only one round, or does it go for a few more?
I thought it's concentration.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. 2 seconds and I'll read.
Yeah, if you want to read that one up for me. Well, I apply some grey to the base. And then I need to get the metallic on the weapon. How are you getting on with your mini?
At the start, I think I should have done what you did.
So, it's alright, I'm distracted thinking about a fight.
Right, spells.
So hopefully we can start seeing the colours coming together on that one there. Dibs, you haven't missed much. We're just a couple of rounds into combat. I'm dry brushing my way through this BALOR, and Richard is trying the contrast paint thing again.
Right, it's concentration and everything's up to the spell ends.
Okay, perfect. Yep, you can get away without the attack of opportunity. And it looks like it tries to make an attack, but you're just too quick and you manage to dart out of the way of this hulking beast. So 60 foot away.
Yeah, rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat.
Let me see if I've got any other bonus action spells.
Right, I need to do the wet blending on the sword because I realised that we're on 37 minutes and I'm distracted by the combat.
What, we've got 37 minutes left?
Yep.
Fuck's sakes. Right, I'm just gonna shoot it and let it kill me. Right, okay, we've got 24 and a crit.
Okay, resolve the 24 first, please, because the crit's going to get complicated.
24, right, we got 14 and a d6. So, oh, max. So it's 20 damage on the first hit.
Yeah.
Second hit is going to be a bonus action as well for lightning.
And the 20 is just, have you already taken the halves off and stuff, yeah?
Yeah, that's straight up piercing. So this one I'll now do 32, so 16, 37. So 37 halved is 18 lightning damage.
18 lightning damage.
Followed by 17 piercing damage.
Followed by 17 piercing damage. Right, let me grab a red and then we'll get all over that. Where's my pure red? Ah, I've lost my red. Where are you? Sorry, how much damage was that?
Lots.
Did you say 17?
Yeah, the last one was 17 piercing.
That's the one I missed. Okay. Hey, those strikes deal some hefty damage. But, realising that you are now quicker than it, its only option is to try and chase you down. So it will fly its entire speed up to you. Well, actually, no, it will do the 35 first, and then it's going to try and whip you in. So let's do the whip first. 11 plus 14 for a 25.
Hits.
Okay, so...
Strength saving throw is 19.
Fails. You are pulled into melee with it, as it does. Let's do the sword. The slashing damage is 14 points of slashing.
14.
11 points of fire, half down to 5.
Yep.
Then, smash with the sword. Not as good, 19.
Misses.
Misses. That's all it's got, but you are in melee. Oh, concentration check, please, on the first one.
Oh, yes. Constitution saving throw. 21.
Passes. It's your go.
Again? Oh, no, you missed with it. What's it?
Yep, it's your go.
Fly away on the Venga Airway.
Yep, no attack of opportunity. You're quicker than he.
Attack. 29 and 32.
You both hit.
Oh, Christ's sakes. 14, 7 lightning damage.
7 lightning damage.
And then 29 piercing damage with 2 extra d6s. Ooh. 39 damage on the bone total.
It's looking unhealthy, you know. You're down below the 100 mark. That was a good amount of damage. So,
And then, obviously, moving away.
it's going to rinse and repeat.
Yep.
As it goes for that whip. Natural 20. Okay, here we go. So it's going to be a total of the first one is going to be 2d6 plus 8. So it's going to be 12 plus 8.
He's going to fucking nay-nay me, so it's all
20, 32 points of slashing damage. 3, 12, sorry, no, 6, 12, 18, plus 17. God, maths. 28, 35, 36 of fire damage. That's then halved to 15, 16, 18.
So how much was the slashing damage?
That was 22.
Still standing.
Okay. Pulls strength saving throw, please.
That I failed. No, oh no, I haven't rolled the other one. 20.
Just passes. It tugs, and instead of pulling you towards it, it then moves towards you, and it'll go in for the strike with the sword. 6 plus 14 for a 20.
Misses.
Oh! It's your go.
No fudgy lumpkins. Right, move away. Wait a minute, Constitution saving. Oh no, it missed me, didn't it?
Yeah. So for my wet blending, this is how I start it, just for people to see. I basically put on the fruit pastels lollipop, and then I'm going to use water to go between those.
25 and 28.
Both hit.
Right, okay. Let me just check. Ooh! I can do that. 5 of them instead. Not really does much better. Okay, 36, half, 15, 18 lightning damage.
Okay.
29. Oh, you wanker. 31 bow damage.
31 bow damage. You're starting to see like tears of flesh, blood, and also fire starting to come through. Did you move away again?
Yeah.
Okay, it makes sense why you've got Zephyr Strike up. So, you've got it down below 50. So, let's see if there's anything else we can do. I think that's pretty much it.
The last round is going to get me now.
Well, we'll see. It scored 2 crits on you and you're still up. Div says, what did I base it with? I did 3 different colours of primer. I did a black, a red, and a white. Okay, whip first. 12 plus 14, 26.
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, whip is much better than you'll believe it.
Yes. 13 slashing.
Yeah.
9 fire, half to 4.
The standard.
Strength saving.
26.
26. Constitution saving throw, please.
22.
Still going. Then it's going to come in with the sword. 11 plus 14, 25.
Hit.
Okay. Slashing first. 29 points of slashing damage.
Dead.
You down, are you?
I'm down.
Okay. First thing that's going to happen. It slashes in.
And I plummet 180 feet.
So, what hit points were you on before that hit?
13.
13. So 29 take 13 is going to be 16. So that's 16 over your hit points, plus the fire damage, which is going to be... $18 points, half to 9. So that's 16. What's your max hit points?
240.
240. Christ. Okay, so we've got that one there. Now you need to fall 180 feet. So that's 8.
I'm very dead.
So it's a max of 500 feet. So that's now 180 feet up. A d6 for every 10 foot. So it's 18 d6.
I'm very dead.
They could be low rolls. 53 points of bludgeoning damage as this Aarakocra, and it's almost silent with the way the feathers are as they plummet towards the ground, and then whoosh, the dust, this red sand, lights up the air.
Oh, Cindy.
Technically, you haven't gone over your max. You haven't been hit against. There's no death saving throw there, so you get a death saving throw here.
I've got to have failed one from the hit.
No.
On the deck.
No, because it's not a weapon attack against somebody. So when you hit the ground, it's only damage. It's not actually when somebody makes a melee attack against them.
I think that's a very broken thing.
Either way, you get 3 death saves still. So here's your first one.
So let me go. Damage. Right. Roll a d20. Roll a d20. Roll a 3.
So there's your fail. End of your go. The BALOR. Just. Its wings tuck in.
It just lands.
Oh, it's 180 feet up. It tucks its wings in. And it starts to dive downwards. Its huge, fiery sword pointing out in front of you.
You should have taken a ring of regeneration.
I'm going to make this with advantage because you're prone, and I'm going to class it as a melee attack. It's an 18 plus 14.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. It's an auto crit.
I'm dead.
So it's 2 death saving throws. I don't think it's enough damage to go over your threshold of 240, you know. However, we're going to take that 18d6, and we're going to roll it again, and we're going to half it between the two of us, because this will be fun. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a lot of dice. You are both going to take 58 points of bludgeoning damage as you crash into each other as it lands on you. This is enough to destroy the BALOR. And the BALOR, as it dies, it explodes, and each creature within 30 feet of it must make a DC 20 dexterity saving throw. However,
I automatically fail.
you automatically fail it because you're down, and you're going to take 20d6 worth of fire damage.
And that's my last death save.
You take 61 points of fire damage.
Oh, I'm very dead.
But so is it.
Yay.
But what you feel is this presence smashes into your body, and the fire, the unimaginable white-hot burning fire that courses through your very soul is incredible. Yet, within it, there is a moment of tranquility, and you feel this BALOR explode. Thing about fiends and devils, though, when they die, they go back to their home plane. You don't. But you are currently on the abyss, and this fiend is from the 9 hells. You feel this white-hot chain around what feels like your heart, but in this moment you realise it's your soul. And you can now understand this abyssal, infernal speech in your head. You will be a fine warrior for Asmodeus. As your soul is dragged with it back to the plane of the 9 hells to become a champion.
Oh, shit.
And that's where we'll come out of the combat.
Great.
These things are generals of fucking fiendish armies, and the fact that you, at a level 16 character, you're pretty much unkillable anyway, but like, I'm impressed I got you down that far as a 1-to-1. That Zephyr Strike fucking saved you early on. But that is a BALOR. They are insane. Imagine that against the party though, like wizards, sorcerers, warlocks.
Especially with the fire aura and stuff like that, that really fucking kicks in.
Exactly. So this, the flame sword, that's a wet blend for me.
Well, that's nice, I like that.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an orange dry brush all over that hand where that white is. But for now, I'm going to try and dry brush some silver or another metallic onto that chain. How's everybody doing out there? Hey, Zizi! Welcome to the show. You come in just as Richard and I both die in a blaze of fucking glory. And it was good fun. How is everyone doing out there? Have you guys faced a BALOR before? Have you put one against your parties before? If you haven't, I know somewhere you can get one. You can get one from Richard at Warrior Prince 3D.
Great. I've put down a modified BALOR before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I took a BALOR stats and I leveled it down and took away its wings.
Yep.
And had it as a lesser flight demon.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that's a fantastic way of doing that. How would you lessen the stats then? Like, because I know how I do things, but how does Richard do things when it comes to putting down cool stuff like that on a table?
I dropped some of its strengths and pluses and stuff, and just take out some of the damage in the. I think I took out the area effect fire.
Nice.
That kept most other bits in, just sort of dialed them down slightly.
Because I would say that you managed to avoid that aura, the entirety of that. Which, that's one of the biggest killers. That chip damage is insane. And anything that has an aura is really, really quite dangerous to a party. So well done on that one of keeping your distance.
Well, that's obviously the benefit of being the singular axe. I don't have to worry about anything else.
No, and I think you played that absolutely perfectly. And the idea, like, the action economy in all of this is essentially 1 then 1. So if you can keep your distance and use something like Zephyr Strike, you can stay away from it. If you've got a party, it then tries to focus on other people, you can then try and become a distraction to it yourself. So I like that a lot. So I'm using a bronze on the metal plates to try and keep to the reds and brown feels of this particular colouring. Oh yeah, let's put those in actually. Let's grab a brush. So, yeah, so have you guys faced a BALOR out there? Have you used one before? What are you up to today? Are you painting along with us?
I hope so.
I love this thing's face. It's so aggressive.
Awesome, isn't it?
Yeah. But yellow's in for the eyes.
How long we got?
Still got 19 minutes.
Yeah, I definitely should have gone with the other options.
So, I mean, I know for a fact that, like, I'm not going to be where I want to be because I was so focused on just thinking about the amount of sheer maths in that fight. But I could definitely throw it on a table, I think, at that point and be like, this is what you're facing, and people would be like, oh shit.
Damn, dog, that's going to kill me.
Yeah, I think this would be a scary fight for any player.
I think I would have to also add environmentals if it was a party.
Yeah. I usually like to add something that will offer cover or something that would be both hindrance and good for both sides.
I can't stand still fights.
No, and although we do this where it's like rinse and repeat on stuff like that, I do try and at least put things like the pillars in there so that should you want to use them, you can.
Oh, yeah. But this is a bit different. This isn't a strategic dynamic. This is just, you know, a combat showing off some bits and pieces, test out, you know, this and that.
Yeah.
But I try and add things in. And also, if people take advantage of their terrain and what is around them, I will add benefits to people.
I couldn't agree more. I think that is exactly what people should be doing. Okay, so I need to grab a small itty bitty dry brush and start getting the leather work to add a bit of contrast to the colours. And I'm probably going to go with my standard XV88. Dibs, ZZ, everyone's talking to Dragonstone, I'm at work. I had every plan to paint along, start one of the minis I got in my sub box from Rich. Oh, nice. But then I dozed off reading and missed half the stream. No worries. I hope you had a good nap. I don't even know what a Balor is, haha. Ask Beardy if I've got / painted one.
No, you haven't.
And then Jim, never played against one or used one in a campaign, but I now have one on my shelf, so it might make an appearance. Playing Total War Warhammer 3 right now, but I expect I'll do some painting soon. Nice. Dibs, I'm painting with you guys. Only got 15 on my desk today. Only got 15 on my desk.
Yeah, but dude, he knocks them out.
He really does. Yeah, that's an absolute insane amount of minis. Like, I thought, like, I have a round of that as well on my table in the house for Legion that I'm painting up at night time. But I'm also trying to like do things like Darth Maul. I spent till like 2 in the morning painting up last night because I was like, I really want to do that guy justice.
Yeah.
Also, it's an excuse to rewatch the Clone Wars again.
Yeah.
Because I fucking love that show.
I've got a nice Darth Maul.
I will say that for the Shatterpoint minis, having like the raised details for things like Ahsoka's and Maul's markings makes so much difference.
Oh god, yeah.
It's like, although I try and do this show for me personally, like, you know, you can go down the store, you can buy the WizKids mini and you can paint them up in an hour. Having your minis to paint is such a joy because there is so much detail. But I also feel bad because I'm not giving them the justice they deserve.
They're getting what they know.
But I got to admit, like, knowing that like we're doing your ones for the next several weeks, I'm so excited.
I was quite shocked because it's the whole demon range.
Yeah, it turns out it's like only the Bone Devil that you can get hold of. The demons, I was like, oh shit, apart from like some of the bits, I actually can't get hold of any.
I was quite surprised at, you know, I can imagine the other ones, yes, but the BALOR I think you should have been able to get hold of. That seems a bit of an odd one.
You can get it in the frameworks, but again, it wasn't accessible to me. So, yeah, I was, to Richard I ran.
Richard delivers.
Yes, he did. My, he did.
Or at least the postman does, I should say.
Either way. And hopefully, we'll have some Turbo Dork stuff turning up soon.
Soon, very soon, please.
Hopefully it's today. And then next week, I'll be all over that.
Fingers crossed. I've got to convince Dave and then send him some posting money so he can bloody send it on to me.
Send him petrol money to get to drive it to you. So, right, I am trying to focus on just picking out those leather straps with a tan. It's not going to be perfect, but it will at least give it some definition. How are you getting on?
So I've managed to get all the red down on the flesh. Once that dries, it will be dry brush. I'm just trying to literally slap down some real loose stuff on the base just to give it colour. And so it's not just white. And then I'm going to try and attempt to do the leather straps and etc.
So this is where I'm at with the leather and the reds and the wings.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty happy with that for mostly a tabletop ready mini. I need to get some little bits in on the teeth and a few bits more here and there, but we're not far away actually. I really love this like vampiric bat-like face on this one.
Awesome.
Yeah. I've basically done this same prime as well for the Balgora.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it's red and blue, I prime black underneath, red on top, and I'm going to like dry brush the blues from the black and then the reds again through the red.
Yeah.
I cannot say enough about Zenith priming in colour. It is a fucking godsend for dry brushing.
All about the prime.
Yeah, and that's it. It's like most of your mini can be done on the primer.
Especially some of the bigger stuff.
Yes. Yeah, like you said ages ago, like when we were off stream, like the dragons are going to be insane. I was like, nah, prime them, dry brush them, pick out the details, done. I reckon half an hour on a dragon if I'm not concentrating on a fight.
I hold you to that.
Tell you what, one of the big dragons, not the blue one, but one of the big dragons, like the red especially, half an hour I reckon.
Yeah?
Yep.
How are we going to play it with obviously ancients, young, and are we going to paint each one?
Yeah. Yeah, we are. Do you know why?
Because we're crazy.
Yeah, because each one's got its own entry in the monster manual, and if we don't do it, I know that I'm going to feel like we didn't complete the challenge.
Yeah, it's going to bother me.
Yeah, okay, cool. So we are doing every single one. It's like when we did the blights and it was all three. I was like, we've got to do all three. Like, you can't just do one page of them. So, yeah.
The dragons, they can't be done. We can't do multiples in one episode.
Well, I've just said that I could do one in half an hour, so I might have just shot myself in the foot on that one.
Well, yeah, but we can do you can do the babe dragon in half an hour, so that's not a problem.
Yes, you can. Prime it, wash it, dry brush it, done. That's the only time I fucking wash it. So I now need different. There it is. So let's see how we're getting on. Yeah, I think the dragons aren't going to be too bad. Love to get some people on the show for dragons.
I was going to say, it might be a good opportunity to get some fellas on. Jim Worth, would you be up for it?
Well, the last time we did it, we had badgers and we had the Mist Lounge. Definitely, because obviously, like, you work now so closely with Jim Worth. I could do a dragon in half an hour plus a foam sculpted base. Dibs, yeah, man. I mean, if you want to get on for one of the shows and take part in a stream. But yeah, it's... paintbrushes going everywhere. So, I'm going to leave... Do I leave those horns? Yeah. I think we've got a way to go till we get to the dragons, luckily.
Yeah, you've got devils and demons first.
Okay. Right, I need to get some orange for that OSL on. Okay, so I'm going to take some...
On my move, I see a little bit of the bloody red on this.
Yeah. I was like, oh my god, I've left white! Realising that I was going to dry brush on the orange for the OSL. So this is something that I don't normally do. I would never normally dry brush on an OSL because I do mine very differently and layer them up with glazers. But because I'm trying to do it really quickly...
How long we got?
9 minutes, 20 seconds.
Feet.
So, I'm going to take some riser rust. I'm going to attack that hand down here and this whole bit of armour. I'm going to stipple and also brush along, just trying to get into everywhere with that orange. And the hope is it'll look good.
Literally got to leave like 5 minutes at the end to be able to hopefully fucking dry brush.
I'll get it slightly up the arm. Anywhere that it could genuinely hit. Like that. Oh, some on the underside of the knuckle there. Ah, I dropped it! I dropped it! I broke the fucking wing off!
What have you broken off?
The wing!
No, dude!
That's alright, I got glue. I got glue! Whoo! That's what you get from dyspraxia, people. So, Jim says that'd be good fun, and then Div says, what's everyone's favourite thing to paint? Ooh. I enjoy painting my Starfinder minis, because I can go with whatever fucking colours I want, and I'm not tied to like high fantasy, oh, what would medieval people have worn? I can have like bright pink overalls and stuff like that. But, saying that, painting anything in red is a piece of piss. So, that's why I like this. You can prime in black and then quite literally work your way up through the reds and highlight with a tiny bit of orange. It is so effective. At least I find it is. What about you, Richard?
What's that?
What do you enjoy painting?
I enjoy painting most things. Weirdly, I'm best at painting jeans.
As in, like,
It's so weird. I've painted like a handful of jeans on and certain like fabric, and I can get a really nice effect with it.
I look forward to seeing jeans.
You know, it's one of those weird little things.
I enjoy flesh tones of standard humans. So everything from like the dark browns right the way through to something I've recently enjoyed is using Zandari dust for more Asian-based skin, and then whites and the kind of peaches and the creams, and like blending all of those into the other ones to then highlight your way through, but also leaving like dark circles around the eyes of the base coat of brown to really like show off the eyes, and I really enjoy that. Aziz says, I don't have enough experience yet. New hobby, so currently everything. Hell yeah. Mr. Answers love it. I now need, in this last 5 minutes and 30 seconds, to pick out some details. I think I know what I'm going to do. We're going to take the old faithful Vallejo white ink, which is very, very runny, but it goes on very thin with a very thin brush, which is what I'm after here. I want my liner at a very sharp point. So I'm going to try and get those details in the sword, those little scratch lines. There you go, that's my thinner liner. And this is where I've got to hope that this works, or else I've just fucked it up. Don't know if that will show up on the camera. There we go. Just trying to get those little white lines.
Oh, that looks nice.
Pasty, try the purple base coat for skin. It really does work. Yes, I actually really need to, Dibs, because I'm about to paint a Sarge Ventress for Shatterpoint, and she's got this, like, really white-grey Night Sister skin that I think's going to work really well with a purple underneath it. And also, I want to look at Old Warhammer and get some of the vampires and practice that, because I suck with that kind of skin tone. So I really want to do that. I went for Tau with 40k because I wanted to do blue skin tones, and I actually sucked at that too. So I need to work out how to layer those up without doing it too cartoony and getting a decent blend. So, you got 3.5 minutes. How are you feeling, Richard?
Yeah, not great.
I'm going to presume that all of the contrast paints have bled into each other.
No, I've not done too bad with the contrasts.
Oh, really?
Contrasts are a lot easier to use than speed paints.
I agree.
Because they are not as not as wet.
They're a bit more forgiving.
Not as watery and not as bad for the bits and pieces like that.
I can control the pigment better in them as well.
I was going to say there's so much more control with them.
Something that I found that I like to do, and I don't know if other people like it out there or if you think differently, Richard. So say if I take a contrast paint and I load up the brush and I think there's too much on there, what I will do is instead of putting the tip to a bit of tissue, I put the an edge of bit of tissue like a much higher up the brush to try and take the water out but not the pigment.
Yeah, so it's all about just that little bit of fluid on the tip of the brush.
Yes, and then put on a thin layer and then go from there with it.
Yeah.
That's my current favourite top tip. You got 2 minutes, how you feeling?
Not too bad, I'm literally just trying to get down some of basically the leather, and then I'm close to tabletop.
I think I'm at tabletop.
Where I've tried to get some of the bloody lava effect on the base, I have loaded up a bit too good contrast, and I'm now getting paint all over my bloody fingers.
I just went straight for the grey because I didn't notice the skulls till the end. I was going to try and do it in like the red sands of.
It's the lava bits I was trying to do.
Yeah, for tabletop let them be. I was like, you know what? I haven't got time to fuck with that.
Pick out metals later.
That's what I'm going back over now, just to try and get some of those chains. But luckily, I'm using a bronze, so it's quite similar anyway. You've got 1 minute. Okay. Just need one more bit of orange. Oh.
To sacrifice my dry brushing time.
I think I'm done. He says, worriedly, getting some more paint on his brush. It's time.
Ugh.
It's always funny when we get right down to the end of it. It's like, I think I'm done. Oh God! The Mist Lounge asks, have either of you thought about doing a painting class?
No, I'm too shit.
Well, you say that, but like I think that your paint works good, and then you're like, no, dude, yours. And then we sit here basically sucking each other off.
And no one finishes.
I think the imposter syndrome kicks in for painting class there, and I think that's sort of what we're trying to get away with here. Is like, it's not quite a painting class, but if you can learn something from us, then hey, maybe it's a painting class. Zili, some do one, please. Some do one, please. I'd be so. Oh, someone do one, please. I'd be so down for that.
My problem is I'm not confident enough in my painting to think, oh, I can teach. I can tell you how to load a bit of paint up in the brush and do bits and pieces, but a lot of the stuff I do tends to be, oh, I'll give it a go, or fuck, see if this will try.
Yeah, and I think that's something that you, I, and Dragon Skull want to do when we get to an airbrushing show, is like, we're going to try this technique and see what works best for each one of us. So we could do something like that and say, hey, well, let's focus on dry brushing this week. Let's focus on, you know, layering up. Let's focus on colour theory. We could do stuff like that. So it's actually potential for a show there.
I need to learn colour theory, and I need to learn some of the more artistic background within, colour bits and pieces. And actually, I have no art background. I've never been able to draw, never coloured. All I painted when I was younger was some of my dark elves and bits and pieces like that, and I still never bloody finished the model. Yeah,
I'm exactly the same. Debs, I've just sent you the link for the Nocturna Malefic flesh set I told you about. Wow. ZZ, just winging it, best I can currently, haha. I should really look for some YouTube tutorials or something. Miniac's great. Yeah, I tend to... Oh, look at them. I will have a look, Dibs. Yeah, there are so many on there. Look for the technique and then go from there. And also, Instagram's great for it if you search through mini painting. He says that, but get him to pull Karlach out. Yeah. Sounds like a job for Dibs, to be honest. A job for me? Paint classes. Yeah, Dibs is smashing them out. So, I guess I can only put this off for so long. Richard, are you going first or am I going first?
I'll go first.
God, oh, it looks bright from here.
I'm very red. Let me keep my bloody lid.
I like the cartoon brightness, though. I like that a lot.
I went for cartoon brightness. You've got the mix of the two red contrasts.
That is so demonic, it's unreal.
And I'm going to take 2 pictures, so I'll take a picture of what I've done now. Once everything's dried, I'm literally just going to finish what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Load it up with contrasts and dry brush it, and then I'll take a picture of it then. I'm not going to do any detail highlighting. I'm literally just going to use contrasts.
It's, yeah, nuts. I think that, yeah, I definitely take a picture of it before, at this point, for the hour, but also, yeah, finish it and get those on those braces, because that's awesome. Again, I went heavy on the primer to do all of the heavy lifting, and because of that, what we've got is that fade on the wings. All I've had to do is add a little bit of brown to it. Then the white on the sword ended up being where I could then do a wet blend, and then slightly onto the hand with dry brushing orange for that OSL. As for everything else, it was working up through the bronzers for the metallics, a little bit of skull on the bone work that's hanging off there, and then just, it was literally corn red. I could, and I would, now go in and I would highlight with some pure red, but I think I've left that down in the house, so it's been forgotten. But I would happily say that mine's tabletop ready.
Yeah.
So, it can be done in an hour. But, yeah. So, Zizi says she's honestly in awe every time something Dibs comes up on the stream. Yeah. The OSL on the hand looks great with the burning blade. Thank you so much. I would normally do OSL very differently. But if you're in a rush, dry brushing is your friend, as long as you've got a decent white zenith on that bit. But I guess that's it. That's the show. That was an hour and a bit, but the hour on the paint job. Guys, thank you so much. Hopefully you've learned something paint-wise in this paint class that we do every week. And hopefully the BALOR is a new monster to you that you'll either use or face and you'll know something more about. But mainly, I hope you had fun. I did. I always love these. I especially love the pit fight ones because I don't have to think about lore. It's just literally like, just kill each other, just go. Yeah, pretty much. And in all fairness, when it gets to the big creatures, having a one-on-one with like a CR16 character and a CR16 or 19 monster, it's good to just slog it out for a bit. Have an amazing day all from the Mist Lounge. Thank you so much. See you all from Dragon Skull. ZZ, thanks guys. Catch you next time. And yes, I picked up a few tricks. Tried out since watching. Thank you so much. Guys, we love you. There's merch in the merch store. Go buy mine and Richard's t-shirts. We'll see you next week. And may those dice gods be ever in your favour. Take it easy now.